Hello, guys. This is Salty Gamer. That's what I'm going to be calling myself, I guess. I'm actually making my first video on this account. I actually had an old account, but I don't really use it much for anything other than just browsing YouTube now. Made some videos, and they weren't really that good. I sped up my voice, and it made me sound like a fucking chickmunk. But I'm going to be making this channel. Basically, this is going to be me debunking people that I just find to be making accusations. Surprisingly, however, Laci Green actually provided some citations in here. I have already recorded myself twice doing this now. I have the other part already recorded of me looking through that citation. So I'm just going to be getting up to that point. But let's go ahead and get right into the video. Okay, gonna stop you right there. First point, no. Majority of them do not accuse her of lying. A majority of them are probably confused. The vocal minority will accuse her of lying, and then there's another vocal minority that will immediately turn on them. There's always that minority on the internet that is looking for that tiny piece of evidence that you fucked up, and they will literally cannibalize you for it. You will not be able to accuse everyone of doing that, and I'm tired of people generalizing. So, just thought that was a little pet peeve of mine. Let's go back into the video. Citation needed. I do not see a single link in her fucking description that proves one men group has said this. The highest statistic I've heard is 25% of the time. And even that, I believe, is false. They are overestimating, I would say, probably somewhere in between, around the 10% mark. And she even says in her video it's 2 to 8%. We're going to go with the high end of that because basically she says herself that some of these aren't actual false fake accusations. They're people saying, oh, well, this guy did it on a police lineup and they got it wrong. Or, oh, I didn't actually get raped. I'm recanting my story. We'll get into that later based on what she says on that. And a few other things. So from the 8%, you could probably cut it down to about half, 4%. We'll put it at the 4% mark. But even that 4% is enough to have a reasonable doubt. Now let's continue. Well, actually, he didn't say liars. Please stop putting words in people's mouth. Consensual sex means that she said yes. Many times have we heard that women in the act of sex will not tell the person that they were literally not into it. And they feel that way afterwards, they feel guilty and they accuse them of rape. The problem is the only way the person on the other end can know that you don't want to continue is if you say the words no. I'm a virgin. I'm not afraid to admit it. I've decided that I don't really want to do that until I get married. If I ever decide to get married based on our system at the moment, I'm probably not. So I'm not ashamed to admit it. You can call me whatever you want in the comments. I'm just saying I've never done it. But from the majority of overwhelming from what we hear, if someone doesn't say no, you can't know whether or not that they actually don't want you to continue. And according to the Toby cases, whenever she told him no, I don't remember her name. It's the third one that came out. She said he was a horrible boyfriend. He cheated. He lied. He did all this. But whenever she said no, he backed off. Well, he did it in a way that he was feeling insulted and basically, oh, am I not good enough for you? But he backed off. They even admit they didn't. I don't think they ever said, I said no to this. They said, I didn't feel comfortable with this. Not feeling comfortable, unless you tell them no, they don't know. And I'm sorry about that, but that's the reality of the situation. Let's continue. Okay, let's actually look at this post. You start off by defending yourself. Why would you have to defend yourself? It proves to me that you're a guilty one here. Okay. Toby Turner's mom is obviously a mom. She's gonna defend her son. I can't agree with that. Defending yourself is because people just do that. They naturally want to defend themselves before anyone can attack them. You say throughout 5 years of knowing him, you've been mentally and physically abused. Where did this abuse take place, April? My family lived in the house where you lived. There was no violence in my house. We don't even raise our voices. I remember Toby giving you signing part of his dramatic video and then teaching you the ropes of YouTube so you could try and make a better life for yourself. So you're abused in my house. You are so sadly mistaken. Now, if that's true, I can't confirm or deny that. I can look into it later and make a follow-up video to this. But I'm trying to do this off the cuff because I literally have never made a YouTube video before, and knowing myself, I will just literally get consumed with trying to put everything I can in here, and it'll be 40 minutes long. So I will make probably a follow-up video to this with all of my new information. I'm just making this off Laci Green and her accusations. Okay. And them teaching you the ropes of YouTube so you can try to make a better life for yourself. If that's true, that's a good thing. But she says they lived in the same house. She would know if they were abusive. Unless his mom is complicit in this, unless you want to accuse his mother of lying, which is possible. I'm not going to say it's not. But unless you want to accuse her of lying, here she says she lived in the same house as you. Where and when was it supposed to take place? Not in my house. Nope, not there either. Toby is very open about his relationships he's ever had. Okay, maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. We're going to have to be skeptical here. When he started dating Olga, we were still dating. He told me that they weren't real, and it was a show for subscribers. This makes me laugh. Sorry, dear. Everyone knows this is not true. If Toby was dating you, then the audience would know. So it's quite obvious he'd never dated you. He would also tell him he hated blonde hair. Oh my god. He never said anything about Justine's hair except how pretty it was. He always liked brown hair. I even dyed my hair brunette to please him. Why would you do something like that? Okay, so it's hard to tell where his mom's comments begin and hers end. I'm sorry about that. But basically, this is, I even dyed my hair brunette to please him. She said that, and then his mom was responding, why would you do something like that? He sets me down into the bed and starts having... Okay, I'm not going to say that. But where? What bed? My granddaughter's bed, the bed in the room next to mine. How can you make up such stories as these? Okay, so his mom's basically flat out accusing her of lying. It's a mom. It's a reactionary thing to do. I'm not going to say she's lying, and I'm not going to say she's telling the truth. I'm going to say approach it with a grain of, what I'm saying is salt. Sorry. I didn't choose that name because of that. I chose that name because of a backstory I'll tell you later. But basically, yeah, I mean, it's he said, she said here. Okay, I believe that, FBI. I mean, now let's see how she fucks it up. Misleading perpetrator, true. Recollection errors, this is also true. Yes, it does include those who recanted. Now we get to the part where she fucks it up. Go ahead, Laci. They're being pressured to take it back. Citation fucking needed. This is where she started to piss me off. I agreed with most of this up until now. I disagree on her methods of saying things happen. But yes, overwhelmingly majoritarily, people are telling the truth. However, this is where she fucked up. How do you know? There's literally no evidence for that. You are literally making this up. You've just pulled this out of your ass that majoritively people are pressured into taking it back. Some can be. Some can lie. Some can remember stuff. The human mind is complicated. We don't always remember things exactly how they happened. I've experienced it. You've experienced it. Everyone experiences it. You don't always remember things correctly. And recanting your story doesn't mean you were absolutely 100% telling the lie, but it doesn't mean you were 100% telling the truth and you just recanted out of pressure either. Let's get back into this because she's got some more crazy shit to say. However, the doubt is completely fucking justified. We're in the American system. The American system that says innocent until proven guilty. Okay, does not mean you go out and say you're a fucking liar. No, you don't do that. That's wrong. But you do approach it with skepticism. Be sympathetic. Understand these persons probably went through something traumatic. But you have to have that skepticism. You can't accept that they're on their own word telling the truth 100% of the time, because even you said it's not 100% of the time, so we always have to be skeptical. This is true. Majority, the people that are raped know they're rapist. However, the problem with that is now you can literally do what you're about to do here. Yes, the human mind works in mysterious ways. If you hear that your preacher you've known for years, who's been an advocate against, say, something like gun violence, has now shot someone, it's hard to accept because that goes against his principles. Why would he do that? Why would he do such a thing? It's hard for them to accept. However, if they also know you, it's hard for them to doubt you as well. You are literally painting it as an everyone will doubt every single time. And that's where you're going wrong. Ugh, I hate these people. 60 women came forward and accused Cosby. Cosby, yes, Cosby. However, there's no proof. There's just their word against his. And that's the problem. In a system where we require evidence for any accusation you shall make against another person, you have to actually provide some. And, however, 60 women is a lot. I will give you that. It's probably true in some regard. People's memories are faulty. It may not be all be true. However, 60 people came forward. I haven't kept up with the Cosby case because I didn't really ever know Cosby. I never grew up watching the Cosby Show. All I've heard about it is 60 women came forward. I don't remember anything else. But I'm going to go from this and say yes, people are still skeptical. It's in our nature. Humans are skeptical creatures. Please accept that. There you go. Fuck you. Fuck you right there, Laci. Seriously. You literally just said the perpetrator. You didn't even say the accused perpetrator. You just said the perpetrator comes forward, says he didn't do it, he's lying automatically. Fuck you. That's literally throwing all our entire system out the window. Fuck off. Yes, yes, we actually believe that because it's completely true. We count whenever someone reports it to somewhere like a women's shelter. Yeah, that's a report. That's fine. The women's shelter can then say she didn't want to report it to the police, but however, you can't really do anything to anyone based on that accusation that wasn't reported to the police. They have to be charged. You are not the police. Women's shelters are not the police. If it's reported to a women's shelter, then the women's shelters should have the obligation to notify the police unless the victim is adamantly against it. However, the victim's going to have to accept if she does not want to go to the police, people cannot and will not accept her accusation at 100% face value. Will majority of the people will? Yes, that's proven with things like the UVA case and everything else. However, she's going to have to accept unless she reports it to the police with evidence. We can't really look at it and say he's 100% guilty. And your little grin here I paused on just makes me want to barf. Yes, a court must convict you as guilty to be proven that you are guilty of a crime. That's the problem with your assumption that people would not ever accept that rape cases are 100% true unless they're convicted. No, as we saw with the UVA case, with Jackie, and with the freaking Duke Lacoste team, people automatically jumped to those people and attacked them, even whenever it was false, even when it was adamantly false. And people still attacked these people. Their lives are ruined. They literally are not going to be able to live a normal life from now on. And that's the problem, is the public court of opinion convicts too easily. That's why we need to actually convict people. If someone falsely accuses someone of this crime, a crime that can fuck up your life for the rest of your life, then you literally should go to jail for saying such a false rape accusation. And you should go to jail if you did it, because that'll fuck someone up mentally for the rest of their life. But you are jumping to the defense of the victim every single time, whenever they're not an actual victim sometimes. It does happen. And you even yourself say it's a small amount, yes, but you can't jump at every case then, because it still does happen. Yes, they are arbiters of truth. They are the best system we have, and the courts can't convict on evidence they don't have. The only way that we can actually fix this is having someone being able to create something that allows you to understand whether or not someone was sexually assaulted by a specific person through better forensic technology. All we have right now are rape kits. We can improve the rape kits, but if you don't go to a police station, you don't let them test you, they will not be able to ever look at it and say it 100% happened. And so people will be skeptical. It's just how humans work. This is another one that really annoys me. There is no such thing as a real victim. There's victims and not victims. There's false victims, yes, but the victim is an actual victim. I consider false victims to not be victims. The thing is there's no one way anyone will act. She's going to liberate that herself, but people react to things differently. We're human, we have variations. Oh my gosh, what did she just say? She actually got something right. I praise the Lord. She actually acknowledged something that most people don't. Yes, this is completely 100% true. I am so proud of this. Like, the reason I got on Laci Green's case with this video and everything is because I have a friend who just loves Laci Green, and I just can't stand this woman. This woman has come out with so many videos I disagree with, and most people have covered the other ones. The reason I made this video is because I haven't seen a single person cover this one, and it just pissed me off that much. But yes, Laci, you got something right. I am so proud of you. But there's still a minute and 30 seconds. So let's see how you fuck this up. That's completely a false equivalency, and that makes no sense. Citation fucking needed. Seriously. Where does it say that most people don't believe you because you're a woman? Most people believe anyone on the rape accusations. We can prove that because of the way the public reacted to UVA and the Duke lacrosse team and many other cases, especially Kesha, where Kesha, even under oath, said it didn't happen. And they even allowed Kesha to say, I'll work with someone else. Just don't put me back with that guy. And Kesha refused. She just wants out. And at this point, she's dug herself a grave because she admitted under oath it didn't happen. So that's the only thing they can go on. It's her word against his. And once someone is acquitted of something, you can't put them back on into it under a court of law in the United States because that would be double jeopardy. Okay, now, fuck you, Laci. Most people do not disagree with people when they say, oh, I was raped because they're women. The reason people disagree with people is because they're skeptical. Also, most sexual assault victims are men because of prison rape. Just thought I'd point that out there for you. Pretty seriously. Seriously, are you going to say that right now? False reports are taken seriously. Really? So the woman who did the UVA case walked away, no jail time, no punishment. The woman, Jackie, walked away, no punishment. Let's see. Duke lacrosse team, no punishment. Kesha, no punishment. Yeah, I'm pretty sure no punishment. Show me a case where someone got the same sentence. Okay, that's a false equivalency. She didn't say that what the sentence was, but taken seriously, it is not. If someone lies about it, they are literally ruining that other person's life for the rest of their life because that is now attached to that person. They are now accused as a rapist for the rest of their life. You saying it's being taken seriously is a lie. Nearly always true. Notice that weasel right there. And that she put true in big capital letters. Okay, even if not 0.1% of them were false, we still need to approach every single one of them skeptical. Because you take one person and throw them in jail whenever they didn't do it because you believed the victim in a court of law, then you are literally ruining that person's life. And if you don't want to go to a court of law, you want to stay where you can say in the court of public opinion, he raped me, and then everyone believes it, well, then you're ruining that person's life anyway with a false case if it was false. And you don't know if they're always true. You don't know that. You don't know if that person is always telling the truth. Majority of the time, yeah. I doubt that the person is lying because it's such a serious accusation. However, I'm still going to be skeptical of every single one of them until I can see some proof that I believe. Because that's how humans are supposed to work. Disbelief is different than saying it was a lie. You can say, I'm skeptical of your claim, but I will help you in every single way I can. Because that is what humans should do. You should look at a crime accusation, unless you saw the crime happen. Say someone ran by and grabbed someone's purse right in front of you. If you saw that happen, yeah, you know what happened. But unless you were in that room and watched what happened, you don't know until you actually get some evidence. And yeah, sometimes that evidence won't come out to light. And yeah, that person might get away with it. But falsely convicting people based on an accusation alone will bring out a lot more people saying it happened when it didn't if they get angry at them. People are malicious sometimes, and there's a lot of people that will be malicious if they have the chance. Look at the internet. That anonymity that people have shows the worst of human society. And you can't say that that won't happen. Okay. For a second, I literally thought she was going to say men are more likely to be sexual assaulted, then go back to whenever she said women are the majority of victims of sexual assault. Yes, men are way more likely, like 9 billion times more likely to be a victim of sexual assault than to be accused falsely. Yes, but that's a false equivalency. That makes no sense. Either or can happen. So please, stop making false equivalencies. Okay, now you're saying they actually went to the police. Okay, say they actually did go to the police. The only thing the police are doing is asking, what were you wearing in case there's video footage? Where were you in case there's video footage? What time did it happen? So they can know in case there's video footage of things that happen. I mean, it's not just video footage they're looking for, but they need to know where, when, why, who was involved, because they have to investigate. That's their job. They are not to go out and arrest a person without investigating and getting some evidence and getting a warrant. That's how the system works. We're not a totalitarian regime where if someone is accused of something, they immediately go to jail. Okay. Statistically, yeah, you're probably believing someone who actually was sexually assaulted. Statistically, yes. However, it's not going to always be true. And if we treat every single case like it is true by default, we literally have already judged the person and we're just looking for the evidence to throw them away into the jail cell and then throw away the rest of their life with that label. You're doing it wrong because then you're doing you're doing disservice to anyone who is literally falsely accused, and you're doing disservice to someone who is actually coming forward with a true case, because if someone comes forward with a true case with no evidence and they see the system is set up so that they will not be prosecuting the person on their word alone, then they're going to have to deal with that. I'm sorry. I understand. People don't always have evidence for crimes that are committed against them. I've been literally robbed from and not had evidence that that thing that was taken was mine because I didn't have a receipt for it and I couldn't prove it was mine. And someone got to keep that thing. And I'm not going to specifics because then it'll bring up who I am to some people out there. And I'm not friends with these people. But I'm going to tell you, I've been had things stolen from my room that I'll never get back because I've let someone in I didn't completely trust and they stole something. Crimes happen where you can't prove the other person did it. But sadly, that's how our system works because it was better that someone go free without evidence than to convict everyone without evidence. Okay, but in a justice system, you have to have evidence. And by the way, I love that little twinge of the eye right there. It makes her look so ugly. And this Phil's pause. Sorry, I just couldn't help myself. But I mean, no one is literally going to have evidence every single time. There's going to be cases without it. Yes, but if it just happened, go to the police. That's all we can say. Go to the police. Majority of police are there to help you. I'm tired of someone saying all police are just there to question you and prove you wrong. No, police have to investigate. The where you're wearing from police, what were you wearing from the police is literally saying, hey, what were you wearing? We might be able to catch you on CTV footage. Where were you at the time? Because we might be able to find you. Hey, we need a description of the person that did it. Hey, I understand that you might not or might not know who did it, but if you can tell us all the other things, like where were you when it happened, everything like that, we might be able to get a picture of this person. They're literally just doing their job, and you acting like that's them going against a rape victim is just going to annoy everyone. So you're literally going to believe them without evidence, except for a text message, which is easily falsifiable. Lacey, you are literally one of the people that I hate the most on this site because you spread misinformation, and that just